It's beer o'clock on Reload Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Alebrowar, and it's a bottle of their last cut American Golden Ale, coming in at 7.1% ABV. Alebrowar, the hop heads of Poland. This one is 60 IBUs. There's a look at the bottle cap. Let's get the beer out into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the opening. Beer in the glass then. Lovely malty amber coloured ale, quite carbonated. Be a bit careful with that one. Mind you, I did give it a bit of a rigorous pour. It's a 4-finger tan coloured head, lovely amber coloured, slightly hazy ale, nicely carbonated. Let's get the aroma. I love their beers. Alebrowar's beers. Oh, they're just fantastic. I'm looking forward to this. Yeah. And even through that foamy 4-finger head, I'm picking up a lovely citrusy, some tangerine, a little bit of spicy passion fruit and mango. And some sweet malt. It smells fantastic. I'm going to dive in. Cheers, everyone. Oh man, I'm not going to say nothing. I want to drink again. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. What an awesome beer. Awesome beer. So well balanced. 7.1% ABV beer. Let me double check that. Yeah, 7.1% ABV. It's drinking like, as they've mentioned, this is a golden ale. Golden ales are usually 4 or 5%. They're very refreshing, quite thin, full of flavour, job done. This is somehow acting like a really refreshing golden ale, but at 7.1% ABV. As you all know, as maybe brewers or fans of beer, or if you're new to beer, let me explain. The more malt you add to the beer, the more kind of mouthfeel you're adding. To get to that, you're trying to get to that 7.1% ABV. So by adding malt, you're adding sugar. When you add more malt, you get a higher ABV because you're creating more sugar for the yeast to eat. And then crap out is alcohol. So to get it to 7.1% ABV and to still have that wonderful, drinkable, say, it's drinking like a 4 to 5% ABV golden ale. To get it to do that at 7.1% ABV is art. It's a very hard, very difficult thing to do. I've had so many beers like this, and only 0.9% more. So we're talking 8% ABV on the alcohol by volume, and they've been big and thick and gloopy and almost soup-like. That has got something to do with the hops. Sometimes the hops can kind of stick on your lips. That sticky, resinous kind of hop resin can kind of stick on your lips and slide down your throat. That does have an effect, but for me, yeah, one more time, the drinkability is just out of this world. It's so refreshing, so drinkable. The carbonation, sorry guys, I know from Poland you love talking about hops and malt and everything else. I will get to the hops in a moment. It is really hoppy. But I want to talk about the carbonation for 1 minute. The carbonation in the beer just makes it just so light and fluffy and velvety, and it helps lift the beer. The carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth and helps release all of the flavours, which leads me on to the hops and the malt in the beer. Slightly sweet, slightly spicy, but then boom, it goes on to this absolutely fantastic grapefruity, bitter, mango, passion fruit, spicy bitterness that is just absolutely fantastic. Stone the Crows, as I said earlier, Stone the Crows. It's so easy in a beer review to stand and talk about the hops. It's so easy to do. You can stand and talk about the hops for 5 minutes quite easily. But I think what I like to do is to talk about the other things first, because everybody's talking about the hops in beers, or the prominent flavours in an imperial stout, or the prominent flavours in a barley wine, or the prominent flavours in a best bitter. I try and kind of put that prominent flavour last. Save the best till last. That's my kind of way. I wanted to pick out the other qualities of this beer before I completely judged it on the hop character, which is just fantastic. It's sublime. They've managed to put, I think, for 60 IBUs, Poland's gone through the whole 100 IBU, break your face off, smash it with hops. I think they've gone through that phase now. Although I love them, although they were great, you know, that was, say, 2-3 years ago. I think they're now kind of more thinking about balance, drinkability. Buy another one. And this is the perfect, although at 7.1% ABV, you could drink 2 of these and you could be on your back quite easily. I know, because I'm going to finish this bottle and a couple of other beers that I've reviewed, I'm going to be on my back. It's quite a dangerously drinkable beer, a dangerously deceptible beer to drink. It's just absolutely wonderful. It's a wonderful beer. I won't pour any more. Let me just rock the beer back and forth. Let me wash it around first. Can you see that carbonation just whirling, chasing the beer up to the head of the glass? Let me pour some more beer in first to show you. Look at that. Look at the quality of that beer. Absolutely wonderful. I'm ready to rate it. I've talked long enough about this beer. This is one of my favourite beers from Alebrowar. They've really, over the last 2 years, they were producing fantastic beers. I'm not saying they weren't. Crazy Mike for me is just, I'll remember Crazy Mike forever. I just will. I've reviewed over 3,000 beers, and I can only probably remember 50 of the beers that I've ever reviewed. It's just so many that my brain can kind of take in. I'll always remember Crazy Mike. I always will. But I think I'll always remember this one as being one of the best beers from Alebrowar. I think they've really nailed this. They really have. Great stuff. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Reload Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer reviews.